Hey folks, this is Nod and we are mucking around in X-Plane. Alright, today I want to talk to you about this airframe. Rather bizarre looking thing. This is the VSKYLABS Contraventus. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. A fascinating thing, and I don't know if it's a glider, a motor glider, or something else. Anyway, we're going to have a go with it and check it out. So I will be the first to admit I know very little about this, other than you can get it at VSKYLABS on their website. It is currently $12.50. It may be different in the future. And yes, it is a little history about it. Let's see if I can learn something here. It is based on the MIT Daedalus project. It's sort of the same, more or less, the same airframe, more or less, and they're doing something rather interesting with it. Instead of human-powered pedal flight, which is what this thing did, I forget exactly what it did. I feel bad. What do you guys let me know in the comments exactly what this thing? I think it crossed the English Channel or something like that. Anyway, yeah. So this is a little different. What this thing does is it's actually using a dynamo on the propeller. The propeller windmills while it's gliding, and the idea is it then charges the batteries back up. So the idea is it uses the propeller to get up in the air, then you kill the power to the motor and it becomes a dynamo and spins and freewheels and charges the battery back up. And this all sounds a bit sketchy to me. I don't see how that can work. Isn't that going to break the laws of physics and thermodynamics and all that stuff? Is you can't get more energy out of something that you can't get more energy out of a system than you put into it or something. So anyway, to test this, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this aircraft up, and I'm going to drain the battery almost completely dead, and then I'm going to drop it over the side of the Grand Canyon. Is my plan. Let me show you here. We're at Grand Canyon National Airport or whatever, Grand Canyon Park Airport. So here's the Grand Canyon here. This is in the United States, I should point out, the Grand Canyon. So we're going to take off here. We're going to drain the battery. We're going to fly it over the canyon and drop down below the walls of the canyon. So we're inside the canyon. And we're just going to sort of like slowly windmill, and the idea is we'll charge the battery back up, hopefully enough to get back out of the Grand Canyon. Now, according to everything I understand about physics, this should not be possible. So we're going to test that. So let's get on with it. Okay, so here's the airframe. There's me inside hanging out. Experimental, it says. Yes, well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to perform an experiment here. Now, it does have solar panels, which they are going to use in some future sort of things, but they're not actually hooked up right now. They don't do anything in the simulator or in the actual project. Apparently, that's all secondary, something or other. All the electrical power comes from this electric motor / dynamo, and we'll kind of see how that works in a second. Also, the controls are really weird on this. It doesn't actually have ailerons, so I got the rudder here, and it's got some sort of differential spoilers or something. I don't know exactly. Basically, it's just rudder. I'm moving my yoke right now. That controls the rudder pedals, so it's coupled. I think all you got is rudder on this thing. Actually, yeah, it's because it's got a pretty decent polyhedral here. I guess it doesn't really need ailerons. Just yawing it will actually affect a roll. And of course, you get your elevator there. It's got a really interesting trim system apparently, but I don't want to get too much into the details. But let's get in the cockpit, which is pretty interesting. So let's start at the top here. We've got a bunch of instructions which I'm going to ignore. We got your Garmin GPS. We got a whole bunch of gizmos here. I'll go over these real quick. This is the turn coordinate, turn rate, and autopilot. You got a small artificial horizon on a tablet there. These are the most important things here. This is your battery capacity here, which is just an empty full gauge, which has really sort of simplified it. So right now we're fully charged. This is the charge rate from the dynamo. The idea is you're supposed to, as this propeller is spinning, which we'll get into in a minute. Oh boy, you want to keep that in the green, so it's the best charge rate. Airspeed, altitude, vertical speed, kind of useful in this, and this is very interesting, the propeller RPM. This is probably the most important gauge. I'm not supposed to get it in the red. I'm not supposed to get this thing going too fast. Alright, a bunch of buttons and switches here. I'm going to need that, going to need that, going to need that. That's our instruments, I believe. Put some strobes on, and that's probably fine. Alright, so this thing should be powered up. There is a tablet that appears on the yoke here. I've got it turned off and I don't know how to turn it back on again, but apparently that works with AV tab mod or whatever. It allows you to put a map into the in right here, which is kind of nice. I have my little nav map here, so I'm not where it is on my other monitor, which you can't see, but it's over there. Anyway, let's get this thing rolling. So, yeah, it's a bit hard to see out the front with this rather large thing in the way, but I got the head tracking so I can look around the side if I need to. It's no worse than flying a tail dragger, that's for sure. In fact, I would say the view is rather good compared to the tail dragger. Anyway, alright, so let's get this thing here going. So, I think the brakes are off. Yeah, okay. Alright, so there's no mixture in this because it's electric motor. No pitch changes on the propeller, so you don't have to worry about that. So we're just going to start the electric motor. Ramp up the throttle here. You can see on my RPM gauge here. 70%. We're never supposed to go over 100%. Okay, we're starting to roll here. Quite a bit of a forward pitch moment when you start the motor, because the motor's mounted really high, of course. So it tends to drop the nose down quite a bit, which is rather strange. Alright, coming off the throttle here, I don't want it to get going. So we're going with the red, we can't have that. Alright, let's try to rotate. And we're up. Look at that. Very nice. So, as you might imagine, this is not the speediest of aircraft, and it hasn't got the best climb rate in the world either. But that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be incredibly efficient. Oh, there's a bunch of airplanes landing in front of me. Look at that. That's not good. Let's get out of their way. Alright, so the Grand Canyon is behind us. I'm going to turn around here. This turn rate thing here is kind of neat. Kind of it's not a turn coordinator, that's down here, but I've actually not been able to really do a coordinated turn because, as you said, all you got is a rudder, so it's kind of weird. You use the yoke, all the foot pedals, the rudder pedals, and it kind of does the same thing. It's very strange. Let's increase the RPMs a bit. It's actually interesting. That's full power right now, but the RPMs, as you can see, I'm not advancing more. That's because my airspeed's kind of low. Yeah, there's a real balancing act with this thing because it's incredibly underpowered, so you have to kind of get all this stuff balanced and get it just right. So drop the nose a little bit. It'll speed up, RPMs are going up, back off the throttle. But I actually don't really want to climb, I just want to use the battery right now. So, battery right now is about 3/4 charged. Okay, the RPMs are coming up. I'm going to back off the throttle a bit. Okay. So I think I'm actually going to use the altitude hold. So let's turn that on. Okay. So I'm just going to control the throttle and kind of keep it at 100%. I want to burn the battery up as fast as possible so we can as well. There's the Grand Canyon over there, so we're heading that way. So yeah, I'm kind of maxed out on my airspeed here. So I'm just going to cruise around for a few minutes and burn off this, get this down to almost empty. Get over the Grand Canyon a little bit too. So let's jump ahead to that. Okay, we just reached the edge of the canyon here. We're about a little less than half charged right now, so I still got some energy to burn here. Alright, I think we're almost there. Running on fumes we are. This was petrol or gas. Nope. This is battery powered and we're just about out, so continuing to follow the canyon ridge here. Right, really low now, so there's like, you just announced the altitude, 500. Yeah, I feel like the power might be dying. Yeah. Okay, it's starting to go on me. Alright, I've got the throttle all the way forwards right now, and clearly we're running out of power. Okay. Yeah, I really can't maintain altitude anymore, so... Alright, I'm coming off the power. I'm going to go into windmilling mode. Make a turn into the canyon. So, the instruments I want to keep an eye on here are the charge indicator here. So I'm right in the green right now, which means I'm charging. And I'm also supposed to keep it around 40. I'm supposed to be around... Yeah, I'm supposed to go flying faster than this. I think I'm supposed to keep it in this orange arc here, the airspeed, which I'm not doing. Alright, let's get this set up here. Well, I'm turning into the canyon now. There's really no coming back from this. Alright, I need to get the airspeed up here. So let's drop my nose a bit. Okay. We are charging though. Yeah, look, it's already moved up a little bit. Regenerative stuff. Alright, I need to go a little faster. Down a little bit more. Apparently like 29-33 is a good charge speed. Go a little faster here. We're descending. Alright, there's my ideal charge speed. Let's level that out a little bit here. Try to keep it in that orange arc there. Alright, that feels good. It's towards the upper end of the green arc. That's very good. We're making electrons, we are. Pretty crazy design. When I used to own an electric car, it was one of the first questions everyone got me is like, why don't you just put a dynamo on it so you can charge your batteries while you're driving it? And I was like, that doesn't work because the dynamo uses more energy. I mean, it takes more energy out of the system, and it's not 100% efficient, you know, so it's not going to work. But that's kind of the premise of this this project, is you just to see how close to efficient you can get it, I suppose. So. Alright, so we are charging still. We're up to 25%. And I am below the, pretty sure I'm below the canyon wall now. Well, that's debatable. We're going to go further down though, so we'll get this thing properly charged and see if we can get out. So let's see. Change my speed here. This all looks good. Pretty proud of myself. I did a little test run on this earlier. I haven't actually seen the actual results whether this works, but I tried to, you know, trying out this whole windmilling thing, and I was using the autopilot, and the up-down thing here to get the speed just right. I'm actually flying this by hand right now, so I'm very proud of myself. Alright, I don't think I want to get too far away from the edge, so I'm going to make a very gradual turn here to the left. Using my rudder. That's all I got to turn. Okay. The world's smoothest turn. Isn't that a pretty looking airplane? In a sort of unique way. Okay, keep turning here. Go a little faster. That's my charge, so we're up to well, we're into the green now. That's promising. We are definitely inside the canyon now. Down below the lip. Faster. It's difficult to keep everything balanced here. I gotta keep my turn going, I gotta keep the airspeed just right. It's tricky bird to fly, she is, but it's kind of fun. I wouldn't want to do this in any kind of wind, though. I do actually have normal winds turned on right now. It says 0 knots, actually. Okay, never mind. I do have real weather, but apparently it's very calm in the Grand Canyon right now. Alright, so... bear in mind I'm going down all the time, so I gotta kind of go down there towards the... what is that, Colorado River? I think so. Alright, a little faster. That's my descent rate here. I'm descending like feet per minute. Feet per minute, yes. So going down like 300 feet per minute. I think I need to go a little faster. Don't want to go faster though, because ideal charge means I'm descending rather rapidly, which means yeah, it's can be pretty sketchy getting out of here. So at what point do I want to try to get out of here? Full charge, or let's push this to the limit and see how. At the very least, I'd like to get full charge before we try to get out. I think that'll test this the most. Alright, I'm coming into the good charge range, good speed there for charging. Very much. They actually say don't use the trim on this, the trim tabs. It's got some sort of auto trimming system. Basically, if you hold the stick in a certain position for 5 seconds, it kind of trims for that or something. Not sure exactly what they were talking about, but it's got some sort of auto trim. So I'm flying with a yoke, which doesn't really have a center on it anyway. So I'm kind of just pushing and pulling on that a little bit, get her trimmed. But yeah, all right, this feels good. What do we go? We're going down at about 350 feet per minute. Still a long way down there. If I wanted to go down, I could dip down to the right some more and go down to the river. Where are we right now? Let's see. It's the Granite Gorge. Okay. Newton Butte we're coming up on. Just past Newberry Butte. There's a lot of buttes here apparently. Alright, these rocks are getting kind of scary close, but we're not panicking yet. Alright, so we're past half charge. That's good. Yeah, I saw this and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give that a try. That looks a lot like a glider, which I'm kind of into right now, and it's got this whole interesting propulsion system hooked up to it. So, the other thing I haven't tried is actually gliding this thing with like slope soaring or even thermal flying. It's not really set up to do that. Plus, it's super delicate. Just look at that wing. You definitely don't want to take that into some crazy turbulence or 30 knot, you know, ridge running or something. But fun airplane. Look at it go. Yes, it's just freewheeling. I'm surprised there's no ability to change the pitch on this propeller. You'd think that would be something they would have set up so they could experiment with various pitches and stuff, but maybe they just don't want too many variables and they just want to kind of keep it simple. Lightweight too. I'm sure the variable pitch propeller hub is probably nothing too sort of lightweight. Alrighty, so at some point I gotta try to climb out of here. I think we're getting close. Terrain is getting very proximal. So we are 3/4 charge now. Definitely below the wall there. Yes. So we are at coming up on 5,000. The airport we took off at 1,000 feet. It says above there. Okay, 6,600 is the airport we took off from, which is pretty much on the plateau up there. So that puts us 1,500 feet down below. Yikes. Okay. Getting a little nervous here. Not sure we're ever going to get out of here. Hey folks, a little pause here. I just got called to have some tea, so I'm back from having tea. So, see, remember what I was doing here. Hopefully this won't mess up the continuity of the video too much, but alright, so we were descending. Get my hat on here, make sure that's working. There we go. Okay. So I don't want to touch the controls, I want to make sure everything's cool. Alright, unpause. Looks good, looks good. Alright, so where's our charge at? We're almost full. Yep, getting there. And we're getting down pretty low, and we're below the limit. Okay. All is going marvelously. 1,000. 500. We are descending. So that's it's radar altimeter, so it's pinging off the rocks below us. Alright, so I think we're going to engage very shortly. Almost charged. We get into the 500. That section there, I suppose. Yeah, we're definitely in the canyon. I can definitely say we are not above the canyon in any way, shape, or form. So. Now, I'm a little worried about the sound level on this video. I don't know if that was too noisy at the beginning, so I'm going to turn down the sounds a little bit on this. So hopefully it's, I think the motor might have been a bit loud at the beginning of this video. I guess you guys know better than I do, having watched the first half of this. I have not watched it yet. Alright, so I think we're about ready to take her up. I'm gonna call that full. Alright, so where are we heading? There, I guess. It's gonna take a while to climb out of here, so I'll watch my course. Let's see where we are on the map here. Yeah, we're like right in the middle of the Grand Canyon we are. So ideally I'd like to get back to the airport, but for the test purposes I just want to get up onto this ridge here and see if we can prove that the laws of thermodynamics do not apply to this aircraft. Or something like that. Alright, here we go. Engaging the engines. Okay, 100%. Make a slow and graceful turn to the left here. Redlining a little bit. Let's go back a bit. I want to slow her down a bit. If you're wondering if I should use the autopilot so I can keep this really smooth, let's keep hand flying it. It's more fun. Alright, get back on that. I don't know what best climb is. It does say somewhere in the instructions. It says up here, climb 100%, 27 to 29 knots. Yeah, okay, 300 feet per minute we're looking for. We're doing 500, so ease off on that. We get the nose up more and watch the RPMs come down. Alright, we are on full throttle now, so I guess I want to get the RPMs just right. Alright, the airspeed looks better now. Best rate of climb, kind of close to where we need to be. Yeah, climb rate's a little too high now, so not being as efficient as we could be. Bring the nose down a little bit. It's interesting, the best climb rate is also the best charge rate. Best climb airspeed is also apparently the best climb rate. Let's see, climb. I don't know. 25% terrain. Wait, what? Oh, greater than 25%. There you see what you said. Got it. too high here. Let's bring it down a bit. Altitude is going up though. This is good. A little faster. About 95% RPMs. The throttle is absolutely firewalled. It's all the way forwards. And we are down to about 75% power so far. Gotta be a little careful where I turn here. I want to get greedy and see if I can make it. I need to make sure we can actually climb over the edge, or else just heading straight at it. Maybe I should head parallel with it a little bit for a while. This feels good though. Got about a 500 feet per minute climb. RPMs are good. Going up, going up. Straighten out a bit here. Is this going to work? Or am I going to be trapped in the Grand Canyon forever? I still have 0 knots of wind, so there shouldn't be any ridge lift influencing this test, and also thermals are not on right now, so I'm using real weather. That's not a thing right now, unfortunately. But it's good for this test. I don't want any outside influences. Coming up on 6,000. I think our airport was 6,600, so another 600 feet and we're good. And to be honest, power's looking good, so I think we might have this made, but how is that possible? Don't know. This is like the perpetual motion machine or something. Oh, very interesting. Yeah, we got 600 feet per minute. Climbing really nicely. It's time for a flyby. Yep, see it going up. Very cool. That's looking promising. I think we can make it out of here. Alright, how we doing here? Good, good, good. Now, we were slightly above the rim when we started this, so I have to bear that in mind. It's not a completely fair test just to make it over the ridge. We've got to make it over the ridge and then some. Let's say like 500 feet above the ground, over the ridge, and I definitely call that. Yeah, I think I was like 500 feet when I started. We'll see the horizon in a minute. The horizon will get further away. Too slow here. Let's drop the nose a bit. Actually, I wonder if that's the power bleeding off, because I didn't change the trim, and look at the airspeed. It's dropping off quite rapidly all of a sudden. Might be losing power. Possibly the altitude change might be affecting it some, but I think obviously there's some sort of curve. Oh look, we were actually, look at that, we're over the ridge. We are out of here. Isn't that interesting? So we went into the canyon with 0 amps, no power whatsoever, and we've actually climbed out of there just by using the dynamo, the windmilling propeller. That's crazy. I don't know if that's a real thing or not. Maybe they've just got the physics on this a little wonky, or whether that's a real thing. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. People who know more about this than I do. Alright, what's our altitude? We are, oh yeah, we're over 7,000 feet now. I would say we're definitely, yeah, you can make it home, no problem. So the airport's that away. Fantastic. Yeah, I got energy to spare here too, don't I? We're a bit high. So let's drop our air. Let's put our, yeah, I'm not doing the best approach here, but I'm kind of don't want to spend all day doing this, so got plenty of runway. Kind of just bring her in halfway here. It's fine. It's so weird using the yoke, using the stick or the rudder pedals, but you kind of don't want to use both because they both do the exact same thing. They both make the rudder move, so I'm trying to do a coordinated turn with my feet and my hands, and it's just, I probably shouldn't be doing that in this. Use one or the other. Does it even have rudder pedals? No, it doesn't. See, the rudder pedals are making the stick move. Alright, I need to concentrate on flying this thing. Alright, let's kill the power. Play our speed here. Let's get these brakes off.
50, 40,
Okay, feeling good.
30, 20,
That nose down.
10.
And flare. Oh yes. You're down. Excellent. Look at that, right down the center line. Well, it was down the center line. Fantastic. Alright, I think we're just going to stop here on the runway. Brakes. That is just so cool. What a fun little plane. Yeah. Brilliant. Alright, well, I think we've just broken physics there. Apparently you can get more power out of a system just by just gliding downhill with a dynamo in it, and then you can fly up higher than you started. Amazing. We should make lots of these, and they would save the world's energy problems. Alright, well I think I'm going to leave it there. This video is getting kind of long. You can find this at... I'll put the link in the description, but this is VSKYLABS. Contraventus project. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, really fun. I'm going to have to play around with this some more, maybe try some thermaling in this, and some other various things that I'm probably not supposed to do with it. That was very interesting though, kind of fun. Alright, well thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe. I would love a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care.